We're here today to do a fun experiment where we show how easy it is to spread germs. We're going to demonstrate this using a powder that glows underneath a black light. As you can see, the only item in our experiment that has been contaminated with powder is the water bottle. In this experiment, the powder represents our bacteria, our germs, and viruses. So we can demonstrate how easy it is to spread this, even if we're running into the grocery store with proper PPE and protective equipment and grabbing one item. Okay, I have placed my protective equipment on correctly, and now I'm going to run in and buy some water at the grocery store. So here's my water. Deet! I'm going to take my pen and pay for it. I got my receipt. Sign for that. Thank you. I'm going to open this up. Get a drink. I've been shopping. Okay. Spread this out. Okay. So now I've gone out to my car and I am ready to take off my mask and gloves. And I want to show you how important it is that we do this in the right order and the right way. So let's see how I did. I'm going to turn on my black light here. Oh my goodness. So starting off, we knew it was on the one surface. Look at my gloves, my mask. Right here on the outside of my gloves, the receipt. Oh my goodness, look at this pen. The poor person who uses this pen after me. Oh, and look at my hands. Oh my goodness, the worst part about this is when I remove my mask, I did not use the proper procedure, which means that that must be on my face too. COVID-19 spreads through getting in your nose and in your mouth. And now this is really close to my nose. But it doesn't have to be that way. I've been a nurse for 14 years, and I'd like to give you some tips and tricks for how to put on your personal protective equipment and take it off safely so that you don't have to be afraid to go to the grocery store. So let's talk about the cloth masks. It all starts with our hand hygiene. It's always all about hand hygiene. Either our alcohol foam hand sanitizer or good old soap and water. So we want to clean our hands before we put the mask on. Hand hygiene is the #1 way to prevent the spread of any infection. And that's true with COVID as well. So you want to let your hands dry if you've used hand sanitizer. And then you're going to start with your mask by holding it on the ear loops. And you're going to loop one ear first. And then wrap around to the other ear. And you want to make sure that the mask actually covers your nose and your chin and your mouth. If you have a metal piece in your nose, you want to make sure that it seals over the bridge of your nose. Those of you who wear glasses, this will also help prevent your glasses from getting foggy. You want to make sure that there's as good of a seal as possible around the edges of your face and underneath your chin so that nothing is getting up underneath there. Now let's talk about gloves. Since I haven't touched any other surfaces besides my mask, I don't need to wash my hands. But had I needed to touch something in between putting on my mask and my gloves, I would want to hand sanitize again. Now we can go about our business. All right, we are done with our shopping, and now we're getting ready to take off our personal protective equipment safely. So the very first thing you want to do is take off your gloves. These are dirty, so anything on my glove is dirty. So I want to keep glove to glove when I take off the first glove. I'm pinching it here, and I'm going to pull this off inside out and drop it into the trash. My hand is clean because I cleaned my hands and did proper hand hygiene before putting my gloves on. So I'm going to skin to skin, put my fingers inside the glove on my skin, pulling these inside out as I go through, and then just dropping the rest of the glove inside the trash. Next, guess what? Hand hygiene. I'm going to use some alcohol to clean my hands before I touch my face. So I've been out in public, and this has all been exposed to the public. So I want to start with one ear loop with my clean hands, and remove one ear loop and the other ear loop with my other hand. And I'm going to drop this in the trash or in a safe place. If you have a cloth mask and gloves, you can throw these immediately into the washer on the highest heat setting when you get home. These can also be dried in the dryer on the highest setting. Just keep in mind that the elastic might wear out over time. Or you can air dry them. You just want to make sure that they are completely dry before you use them again. After removing your gloves either into the trash or into the washer, next, guess what? We have hand hygiene. I'm using some alcohol foam here, but if you're at home, soap and water lathering up for 20 seconds is best. Now you know all our tips and tricks. Your safety is in your hands. Thank you for doing your part.